Good day, ma'am. I am Jeneriel Cagas from BSHM3B, and for today's video, I will be report in Chapter 13 entitled Labor Law. And here's the learning objectives. First, enumerate the classification of employees, their benefits, privileges, and policies affecting them. Second, identify some best practices in handling human resources in tourism establishments. Third, identify the procedures in handling sexual harassment in the workplace. And lastly, explain the rights of workers employed in tourism establishments. Next, Section 13. The state shall afford full protection to labor, local and overseas, organize and promote full employment and equality of employment opportunities for all. So the state guarantees workers rights to self-organization, collective bargaining, peaceful activities, tenure security, human work conditions, living wage, shared responsibility, and industrial peace. Section 14. The state shall protect working women by providing safe and healthful working conditions, taking into account their maternal functions and such facilities and opportunities that will enhance their welfare and enable them to realize their full potential in the service of the nation. Next, Section 15. The state shall respect the rule of independent people's organizations to enable the people to pursue and protect, within the democratic framework, their legitimate and collective interests and aspirations through peaceful and lawful means. Section 13. The right of the people and their organizations to effectively and reasonably participate at all levels of social, political, and economic decision-making shall not abridge. The state shall, by law, facilitate the establishment of adequate consultation mechanisms. Next, employees of a company may be classified as follows. Regular employees are long-term employees with benefits like health insurance, paid time off, and retirement plans and are expected to work a set schedule. Casual employees are temporary workers hired for fluctuating workloads or project needs, often working irregular hours with hourly pay and limited job security and advancement opportunities. Seasonal employees are temporary workers hired during specific seasons or increased demand, often part-time or full-time. They may receive benefits but lack job security and long-term commitment compared to regular employees. Project employees are temporary workers assigned to a specific project, contributing their expertise to achieve its objectives. They may not receive the same benefits or job security as regular employees and may end their employment unless other opportunities arise. Probationary employees are newly hired individuals who undergo a trial period to evaluate their skills, work ethic, and fit within the organization. The duration can range from 3 to 6 months, and employers can confirm, extend, or terminate employment if unsatisfactory performance occurs. Employees for a fixed term are hired for a specific duration, often used for projects or temporary staffing. Benefits may vary and employment ends automatically unless the contract is renewed or the employee transitions to a regular position. Overseas Filipino workers are Filipino citizens employed abroad in various industries, contributing significantly to the Philippine economy through remittances. They face challenges like cultural adjustments, homesickness, and exploitation. The Philippine government supports their rights and welfare. Special workers possess unique skills, expertise, or qualification that set them apart in their field. They excel in specific tasks or industries, often in high demand due to their rare skill sets. Their contribution thrives in innovation, progress, and excellence in various fields. apprentices, learners, handicapped workers. Next, probationary employment is governed by specific rules including learnable or apprenticeable work durations and maximum durations for non-learners. Termination is for just or authorized cause, with employer power and no unlawful discrimination and burden of proof lies with the employer. Special workers. An apprentice is a worker trained for an approved occupation, while learners are non-appreciable workers. Handicapped workers and disabled persons are those with impairments due to age, physical or mental conditions. Republic Act 8282, also known as the Social Security Act of 1997, offers maternity leave benefits to female employees who contribute at least 3 monthly during the 12-month period before childbirth or miscarriage with certain conditions. So Republic Act No. 8187, also known as the Paternity Leave Act of 1996, grants 7 days of paternity leave to all married male employees in the private and the public sector for the first 4 deliveries. So the individual is an employee cohabiting with their legitimate spouse. Maternity leave, applying for paternity leave and has given birth or suffered a miscarriage. Next, by way of practice, the following are usually incorporated in a written and express contract of employment to emphasize the need to employees to comply with lawful and reasonable orders given by superiors in relation to their jobs. And these are A. Company rules and regulations, B. Code of discipline, C. Mission orders, D. Policy manual on security, safety, accounting, and adult auditing, A. Day-to-day instruction, F. Job description, G. Standard operating procedures, and H. Memoranda given by superiors to their subordinates. Next, inpatient hospital care, room and board, service of healthcare professionals, diagnostic laboratory and other medical examination services, use of surgical and medical equipment and facilities, prescription drugs and biological subject to the limitations stated in Section 37 of RA 7875 and inpatient education packages. So the outpatient care is services of healthcare professionals, diagnostic, laboratory, and other medical examination services, and personal preventive services, prescription drugs and biological subject to a limitation described in Section 37 of RA 7875 and emergency and transfer services. So employees can recover from the employees' compensation and state insurance fund for work-related disabilities. Pag-ibig fund membership is mandatory of all employees covered by the Social Security system, including expatriates up to 60 years old, benefits including housing loans, calamity loans, and Provident Savings Program. Under Article 282 of the Labor Code, the following are considered just causes for termination. A. Serious misconduct or willful disobedience by the employee of the lawful orders of his employer or representative in connection with his work. B. Gross or habitual neglect by the employee of his duties. C. Fraud or willful breach by the employee of the trust reposed by him by his employer or duly authorized representative. D. Commission of a crime or offense by the employee against the person of his employer or any immediate member of his family or his duly authorized representative. And lastly, other causes analogous to the foregoing. Next, Article 3. Declaration of Basic Policy. The state shall afford protection to labor, promote full employment, ensure equal work opportunities regardless of sex, race, or creed, and regulate the relations between workers and employers. The law against discrimination respect to labor are as follows: Republic Act No. 7277, also known as the Magna Carta for Disabled Person. The following constitutes acts of discrimination of handicapped workers: A. Limiting, segregating, or classifying a disabled job applicant in such a manner that adversely affects his work opportunities. B. Using qualification standards, employment tests, or other selection criteria that screens out or tends to screen out a disabled person, unless such standard tests or other selection criteria are shown to be job-related for the position in question and are consistent with business necessity. C. Utilizing standards, criteria, or methods of administration that have the effect of discrimination on the basis of disability or perpetuate the discrimination of others who are subject to common administrative control. D. Providing less compensation, such as salary, wage, or other forms of remuneration and fringe benefits, to a qualified disabled employee by reason of his disability than the amount to which a non-disabled person performing the same work is entitled, favoring a non-disabled employee over a qualified disabled employee with respect to A. Promotion, training opportunities, study, and scholarship grants solely on account of the latter's disability. F. Resigning or transferring a disabled employee to a job or position he cannot perform by reason of his disability. Next, discrimination against disabled employees, including lesser compensation and promotion, favoritism is prohibited. Presidential Decree 966 DEMS violations of the International Convention on the Elimination of All Forms of Racial Discrimination as criminal offenses. The Labor Code of the Philippines protects working women by limiting their employment between midnight and 6 a.m. the following day, except for health and welfare services or demanding dexterity. Employers must provide facilities like seats, toilets, lavatories, dressing rooms, and a nursery. It is illegal for employers to require women employees not to get married. Next, Republic Act No. 7877, also known as the Sexual Harassment Act of 1995, prohibits sexual harassment in the workplace by employers, employees, managers, supervisors, or agents who demand sexual favors, regardless of acceptance. Examples of sexual harassment include offering sexual advances, touching subordinates, stealing kisses, masturbating, offering pornographic materials, and locking door keys. Next, so this study highlights the importance of a proactive human resource department in various tourism establishments, including lodging, travel agencies, transportation companies, food service, and tourist sites. It emphasizes open-door policies, comprehensive background checks, performance evaluations, meritocracy, and benefits like meal allowances, vacation leave, and sick leave. Companies invest in employee training and development and adhere to civil service laws. So next is labor law is a crucial tool for ensuring workplace fairness and equity, regulating wages, hours, and safety standards. It promotes stability, resolves disputes, addresses discrimination, and facilitates collective bargaining. It also empowers workers to negotiate better conditions and benefits. So overall, labor law balances the interests of employees, employers, and employees, promoting social justice and economic development. And that's all for my report in Chapter 13. Once again, this is Jeneriel Cagas from BSHM 3B. Thank you and God bless.